Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video and welcome to this interview. In this interview, we're going to have a list with the questions to one of the founders of Solidus AI Tech, Mr. Paul Farhi. Welcome to this video and welcome to this interview.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you in my channel and for our audience to hear from you, for one of our founders of Solidus, because I explained to my audience about this wonderful project, but definitely there was a lot of interest and a lot of questions. So people want to hear more, to learn more about this project. So I think you are the perfect person today to share with our audience this wonderful information. So I would like to start with the first question, which I have here. As first thing, I would like to know how your project was born and how did it start?
Okay, so Solidus Technologies, who are the parent company of Solidus AI Tech, they were formed back in 2017. I believe it was in the height of the bull run around December time. There was a lot of interest surrounding cryptocurrencies at the time. And, you know, we felt that we had some good partnerships in place already. You know, crypto was something that myself and my colleagues were already, you know, invested into and looking at quite seriously. And that's really where the partnership came with Soft Galaxy International, who we remain partners with today. We have a joint venture partnership with Soft Galaxy, and their founder is Adrian Stoica, who is also co-founder to Solidus AI Tech. So we formed a beautiful partnership, and we raised around 4 million sterling to build an Ethereum mining farm in Bucharest, Romania. Because Adrian has extensive knowledge and expertise in software development. You know, he has the company Soft Galaxy International, and you know, we had capabilities of raising finance, and so we joined the you know, the partnership together. Formed Solidus Technologies, and of course since then we've been mining Ethereum, but we had to shift our focus. I think it was sort of around the time of when coronavirus started becoming you know, quite mainstream.
Yeah.
And it was actually, I was away on a business trip in Dubai, and over, you know, a meal and, you know, some drinks and conversations with colleagues, we kind of, you know, decided to shift our focus on something that we'd already been working on, but we decided to kind of bring that forward and sort of move and shift our focus on artificial intelligence, because again, Adrian has some real good connections with organizations within the defense sector, and also governmental agencies, that existing companies that he's part of, you know, already have these relationships there. And there's been a lot of talks and discussions about AI, because AI is the future. You know, some people don't
no doubt about it. Definitely.
Exactly. I mean, some people don't necessarily agree or you know, like the fact that AI is going to be replacing, you know, human activities. However, I believe that it will also, although it will replace a lot of human jobs, I also believe it will also make a lot of jobs as well.
I think it's inevitable to not happen. Like, we cannot stop it. It's going to happen.
Well, look, we've you know, you've got to embrace it, really, because there's nothing that anybody can do to stop it. You know, the rate of which this particular market is growing is exponential. You know, on a daily basis, it's growing and growing and growing. So we might as well embrace it and actually be part of it. And help to, you know, to build it, because it's the future. So, you know, so we decided to shift our focus more on the AI side of things. So nothing's really changed in terms of the partnership with Soft Galaxy. It's just that the activities that we're going to be doing moving forward will be slightly different to mining for Ethereum. Now, another reason why this move was kind of put in place and brought forward was that with these new pending updates that we have with the Ethereum roadmap and ETH 2.0, which obviously we all know has been delayed, you know, multiple times, and we're not exactly sure of when it's going to take place. But we don't believe that Ethereum mining will be around for years and years and years, like artificial intelligence. You know, we want to have a business whereby we can look at the vision of the company and we know that we have many years in that particular area. And we've been mining Ethereum now, I believe, since the summer of 2018, and we've noticed that the rewards are getting less and less and less, complexity going up, and it's not as profitable as it was back then. So yeah, I think AI is a good move, and you know, we've already got a lot of things in place that will help us to become very successful in the years to come. But firstly, you know, in order to be able to kind of deliver on the partnerships that we have there in place, we need to raise the finance in order to complete the data center, because I think a lot of people get it confused. We have the Ethereum mining center that's operational. I mean, it'll be running now as we speak. It's 24/7. That was always built in a temporary location. The reason why we did it like that is that we wanted to be generating revenue as soon as possible after raising the 4 million sterling. And the way that we did that is that we was quite lucky that Adrian had a unit that he had access to, where we could actually set the miners up in whilst we was building the data center. Okay, and so we was generating revenue quite quickly. The idea was that once the data center was built, we would then move those miners and all of the setup into the data center. But what happened was the price of Ethereum grew significantly. So originally, I think we started mining at around $100 per coin. So to have a month of downtime, moving all of the miners from one location to the actual data center where they was always supposed to be housed, it wasn't going to cost too much money. But by the time we got to the point of actually deciding, you know, look, the data center's now built, shall we move them? Ethereum had gone to, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars per coin. So then it made a big difference to say, look, we don't think this is a smart move. You know, we may have a month of downtime. That is a lot of money. So we decided to keep them where they were. And we now have the shell of the data center completely built. We have the quartz floor in there. Everything's ready. The only thing that we're lacking is the HPC servers that we're going to be purchasing, the HPC cabinets, which will be housing the servers, and of course, more importantly, the ventilation system that we need to install. But we have 2 megawatts of power there. Everything is there, really. It's just a case of the final hurdle now, which is quite a big hurdle, is the funds to actually buy the machines. Once the machines have been bought, we then have you know, customers and pending partnerships there that want to utilize our services. And one other sort of element of this raise is that we are building an infrastructure as a service platform. So it's kind of a customer self-service portal, a pay-as-you-go type of equivalent to maybe like Amazon Web Services or IBM, where governmental authorities, you know, professionals, software engineers, small to medium enterprises, they can purchase services from our infrastructure as a service platform. And there's going to be 2 types of services that we'll be offering. So we'll be offering software as a service, but we'll also be offering the hardware as well. So HPC power, or you can purchase both. You know, some individuals or organizations will already have their own software that they'll just want to run on our hardware. But we will have some specialist software applications for artificial intelligence in particular that they can also purchase to run on our hardware. And what makes our setup unique is that we are the world's first artificial intelligence utilities token that can be used to purchase AI and HPC services via you know, an IaaS platform. And in doing so, you will gain a discount for using the token. And on top of that, what we'll then be doing to make things more interesting for buyers of the token in the ICO stage is that we will then be burning a proportion of those tokens quarterly, which means that we'll constantly be reducing our circulation supply, meaning that the ATEC token is in fact deflationary.
That's wonderful. And thank you for giving such a data about how you started. It's really important for me and also for the whole audience to really understand the concept and the journey, how you came to this part. So I would like to move to the second question. I heard that you are doing a very good partnership with the firm regarding security. Can you tell me a bit about this and how it affects the project and the market in general?
Yeah, so we've recently partnered with an organization called Cyber Smart Defense. The founder is Madeleine Dumitru, and he's an expert. He's a genius, in fact, when it comes to cybersecurity. He's been in that particular sector for over 20 years. So we've decided to partner with them because of their knowledge and expertise. And, he has some links to some of the other team members that we already have within the Solidus AI Tech team. Now, what Madeleine also did is he helped the Stefanini Group in creating a global cybersecurity tower that can basically help to deliver cybersecurity across all continents, which is quite an amazing thing that he's done. So, he's a good guy. He will help us most certainly with our cybersecurity protocols, which is very important when it comes to what we're doing and dealing with organizations within the defense sector and also governmental authorities. The data that they own is obviously of utmost importance, and it's very key that we make sure that those protocols and the data is completely secure. So it made sense to bring someone that has a wealth of experience in that particular sector and is a globally known individual. He's been on lots of news channels around the world, Fox, ABC News, NBC. So he's globally recognized, and we're very happy to have him on our team. And we know that he'll bring what we need to the table effectively.
Wonderful. That's really good for the whole project. So I'm going to move to the next question. What is your revenue model? Like, how does the project make money? Because this is one of the big concerns of the people about the ecosystem and,
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a very easy question. What we find is that there are a lot of projects out there that don't actually have a revenue model. They have an idea, but they don't have a solid revenue model, and that's something that we definitely do have. So the way that we'll be generating revenue quite quickly as well will be as soon as we have the HPC center fully operational. We already have contracts in place, pending partnerships effectively. We have a lot of letters of interest as well from some very well-known entities. And it's a case of, once we've plugged the machines in and they can generate power, then we have we have the business there. It's not a problem. The actual generating of the business is not the issue. It's actually just raising the finances. That is the most important part for us right now, and the partnerships are there. So when we plug in and play, then of course the contracts are there. So I believe that we will be generating, when our facilities at full capacity, which will take some time, we should be generating around 90 million sterling per annum.
Wow.
So it's good business, yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive numbers. Wonderful. All right, so when I do review actually for the projects, I give a lot of things to my audience to check, for a project. And one of the things, one of the most important things that I mentioned is always the team who is behind of the project. And, so as next question, I would like to tell us a bit more about the team that is running this whole project.
Yeah, so you have myself. I'm heading up the UK operations. I have another guy that works very closely with myself in the UK, and that's Will Dyer. He's a real good guy, really hard worker, and he's helping me make things happen here in the UK. Adrian is paramount to the project. He is head of international operations. Most of our team is actually in Romania. A lot of the team are already, working alongside Adrian with other projects that he has ongoing. So it made sense to bring those individuals to the table as well, because he knows how they work, he knows what their experience is, and he knows at what levels and what their capabilities are. So around 90% of the team are in Romania. We have some advisors as well, Amrag and Priti. They're based out in Delhi, in India. So they're obviously quite key to the project in helping us, with advising on certain aspects when it comes to tokenomics and things like that, which was important when we set the project up, how we're going to structure the tokenomics and the burn program, etc. But everybody in our team is key. We do look to bring new members to the team that we feel that can add value, hence why we brought on Madeline recently. But the team we have at the moment is very, very solid. Marius Opran, he has or is still part of the Romanian Space Agency as well, who he has a lot of experience as well when it comes to cybersecurity. There's too many to mention. We have over 15-16 people in our team, but we all have our roles within the project, and we know what we're doing, and we all stick to them, and we make things happen.
I think that you had also somebody who was ex-general.
So Galuska, Adrian Galuska. So yeah, he was ex-general of the military, and he is going to be helping us implement NATO standards cybersecurity as well with our particular HPC center. So he will work alongside Madeline. I think they actually have some type of relationship previously, and that's how the partnership has come about.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. I also saw the team and I was impressive, and I also mentioned the whole team on the previous interview that I did. And definitely I'm going to add the white paper on the video so people also can see the profile of everybody and the name and expertise and everything. Awesome. And about the CertiK smart contract audit, because many people want to know about the security of the project and the token, etc., etc.
Of course. I mean, look, we've all seen projects out there that do, the inevitable, and it doesn't turn out good for the investors. That's not what we're about. We want everybody to be successful with us on this journey, and in order to kind of make sure that we are being open about how we're operating this business, we thought it was quite important that we went through the smart contracts blockchain security audit by CertiK, who at the moment I would say are kind of the Rolls-Royce of smart contract auditors within the blockchain sector. So we currently have our onboarding link with CertiK, showing that we have started the process with them, and we expect that we'll have our complete audit completed and our smart contract score in the month of February. So within hopefully in the next 2 to 4 weeks, we should have everything completed with CertiK, and we'll be able to release that to our community. And anybody that was maybe sitting on the fence waiting for the audit to come through, just so they could be sure that we're not gonna do bad things or whatever, hopefully that will give them the confidence that we are in this for the long term, and we are the real deal, and that we have very good intentions. I mean, look, you only have to look at the team and their experience to realize that anyway, but hopefully the CertiK will just give people that extra peace of mind that we have good intentions.
Every piece, I think it's important right here, because I also do sometimes, and actually my video that today was about the security of the tokens and the DeFi projects, etc. And I was mentioning also that it's important to be audited sometimes from others, so you can have a better picture, like that it's secure. And I think it's very important as well. So people feel more secure and they have better picture as well. Awesome. So this was all the questions I want to ask you. I already explained the project, what's the project to the community, and saw their interest. I saw that the project is growing. I would like as last thing to tell us how it's going until now. I think it's 20 some days more the ICO. More.
So we're currently we're currently in the pre-sale. We completed the private sale with around $4.35 million. Currently in the pre-sale, I believe we've raised, I haven't checked for a while, but I believe it's around $1 million. We have a 12 million cap to reach in the pre-sale, but it's not, you know, if we don't reach it, we don't reach it. As long as we hit our soft cap, which I believe between now and April, which is when the ICO is scheduled to be completed, I believe that we'll raise the minimum of the soft cap. But you know, the more money we raise, the more HPC servers we can buy, the more revenue we can generate. So if we don't raise the 42 million which we've set out to raise, then it will be a case of then getting a company valuation at the end of the ICO, and then maybe you know, selling some equity in the company to get you know, more money to buy more HPC servers. But look, we'll wait and see where we are at the end of April. Things have obviously slowed down the past sort of few, well, really this year, because the market hasn't been looking so bullish. And of course, when the market's not looking bullish, people like to sit on their hands and just sort of wait around and see what happens. So, you know, things could turn around, you know, the market could start, you know, looking very bullish again, and everybody that was sitting on their hands will then start investing. You know, we've got thousands and thousands and thousands of registrations on our platform. We have, you know, many investors already. It's just a case of raising as much as we can and buying as many HPC servers as possible. One thing that we have got that is very strong is the European funding that we got accepted for. Things got delayed with it because of COVID. Obviously, that has completely slowed down so many applications for any types of grants. But that will be coming at some point this year, and that will be allowing us again to just add more value to the data center in buying more HPC servers and any other parts that we need to get it fully operational. So hopefully this year we'll be able to draw down on those funds. I mean, I'm very confident it will be at some point this year. We've been waiting long enough, but that's all thanks to, you know, Adrian, and, you know, the fact he's a European-based company. It has a very good track record that his company, Soft Galaxy International, were able to apply for the grant and get accepted for it. And so, yeah, we're very grateful for that. And it's just a case of just waiting for those funds to be available to draw down on.
Awesome. So that's all I wanted to ask for today, for this interview. I want to thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate that you joined me today in this interview. If you want to share anything last, you're welcome anyway, or otherwise we close to here.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, that was the only thing that I wanted to add really was the EU funds, because, you know, the fact that we, or not necessarily us, the fact that our partners got accepted for those funds from the EU is quite, you know, quite big news. And that is to help to complete the data center. You know, there's a real lack of HPC data centers in Europe. I think a third of the power is consumed by European countries, but only 5% of HPC power is generated from European-based countries. So there's a real big shortage, and we're obviously here to fill that gap. We will be one of the largest HPC centers in Europe once we're up and running, and you know, we plan to keep going. You know, that we have other land identified to build more HPC centers, but we don't want to run before we can walk, and we just want to get this one completed, and we will potentially get more funding from the EU once they can see that we've delivered on this particular you know, grant that we've been offered.
Awesome, man. I want to thank you again for this interview, and see you again in the future.
Thank you. Nice to speak to you, Janice. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you too.